Hi, I'm Molly Lisea, and this is Season 2 of GRS University. First, we're going to cover some different transfer methods. This is going to be a 3-part series. The first one we're covering is acetone and Damar varnish. Let's do it.
Well, I have a wonderful electronic invention I want you to see. It looks something like this.
Welcome back to the Training Center, you guys. So, we get a lot of questions on different transfer methods, and so we're going to go ahead and do a few different videos for you. In this first video, we're going to cover the acetone transfer method, as well as the Damar varnish transfer method. To throw out a quick disclaimer, copiers and printers and inks and toners are very different depending on the manufacturer, so you're going to have to do your research and make sure that what you have is going to work for you. You can go to Engravers Cafe, and they actually have done a few different posts on this, and some people will say which inks they use, some will say which copiers they've used. We'll also say specifically which ones we use for ours. So we're going to start with the acetone transfer method. The first thing you're going to want to do is create your image. We used a Canon D1120 copier, and it has a Canon 120 cartridge. This image is just going to be black and white. It's not going to work with a color. So go ahead and copy your image, and then I actually trim around the edge just a little bit to give me a little bit of a reference when I go to transfer my image, because when you flip it over, it's going to be white. Then you're going to prepare your surface. You can clean it with acetone, or a neat trick that I learned from Mike Duber is actually using a piece of tape. And you just press it to your surface, and when you pull it off, it'll pull all the oils and debris off of your surface. So now it's ready to go. You place your image down where you want it, and you can use a piece of tape to hold it still as well. Just make sure it's not overlapping your image. Now you need your acetone and a paper towel. Some people will spray the acetone directly onto the image. I actually like to create a little wad and then just squirt my acetone on there. The only thing that's important to note on this is you don't want your image to be too saturated with acetone, because it'll break up your toner too much and it'll actually create a blurry transfer. So sometimes I'll let it dry a little bit and then I'll actually go back over it. Just kind of roll it across there. So once it's dry, you just pull it back, and there's the transferred image. I like this method, and it's the one I primarily use just because I find that it holds up very well to being rubbed across. And so you can work on the image for quite a while. The next method is the Damar varnish method. This one is 1 part of Damar varnish to 10 parts of alcohol, and you just mix it up. We're using the same copier. Just copy your image onto a piece of parchment paper, or Sam has also used transfer films, I believe. You're just gonna have to do some research on that as well, because they also vary. Once you have your solution, you're gonna take a Q-tip or an old brush, and you'll just put this across the surface. You're gonna have to let this dry for just a little bit, and I'll actually blow on it to kind of speed the process along. But you'll be able to kind of feel it, and it'll get a little bit tacky. One benefit of this method is that you can actually see your image a little bit clearer than the acetone method, and so it'll help with the layout. Once it's a little tacky, just flip your image and lay it upside down, and then you'll burnish it. Once you've burnished over your whole image, you can peel it back, and there's that transfer. One thing you have to be careful about with this is the toner will actually kind of flake off the parchment paper, so you don't want to bend it too much, and it also will flake off your plate a little bit, so you don't want to you want to be aware of your hands as you're engraving, and you don't want to go over the surface too much with your hands. That's part 1. Hang on for part 2. Thanks for watching. This week's suggested Instagram user is Freedmind Fabrications. Nathaniel Fife is based out of Colorado. He does a lot of collaborations with different artists. He's been featuring a lot of stone carving, which is actually really neat to see. And he does grills, which is really cool to see. So go check out his profile. And if you want to be our suggested Instagram user, then tag us at GRS Tools on your next post. Please like and subscribe all of our videos and follow us on all social media platforms. And be nice and throw your comments down below. That's all. Until next time. Later.